Hello my dear students, here I am Dhruva Patel, your biology teacher in Aaradhya class at c.t.m. But in our last session, we have done with the general characteristic of the Monera, and as I have told you, Monera kingdom यानी कि bacteria is further divided into the subclasses. So today we will start studying first class of this kingdom Monera, that is nothing but the Archaebacteria. उसका नाम क्या है बेटा? दे आर दी आर्कीबैक्टीरिया. नाउ बेटा हम उसको ये बोलेंगे कि दीज आर दी ओल्डेस्ट बैक्टीरिया, ये सबसे पुराने बैक्टीरिया है. वन मोर थिंग बेटा, आपको एक चीज़ याद रखनी है कि आप बायोलॉजिकल क्लासिफिकेशन में जितना भी पढ़ रहे हो, सो वन बाय वन हम जैसे नेक्स्ट क्लास पे मूव होंगे ना, डेफिनेटली यू कैन ऑब्जर्व द इवोल्यूशन एंड वो आपको कंपैरिजन करना ही है. सो अगर बेटा आप ऐसे कंपेरेटिव स्टडी भी करोगे ना तो ये आपके लिए थोड़ा सा इजी हो जाएगा. फाइन. सो ये फर्स्ट क्लास है मोनेरा, देन प्रोटिस्टा, फंगाई, प्लेंटी, एनिमेलिया. अब जैसे जैसे आगे जाओगे ना, हर एक क्लास में कुछ ना कुछ किंगडम में कुछ ना कुछ डेवलपमेंट होगा. सो वैसे ही यहाँ पे मोनेरा जो है, इसके ये फर्स्ट बैक्टीरिया है, तो उसमें हम देखेंगे तो वो बहुत बेसिक है. देन आर्कीबैक्टीरिया है, यू बैक्टीरिया है, माइकोप्लाज्मा है. जैसे जैसे हम आगे जाएंगे उसमें भी थोड़ा डेवलपमेंट होता है. सो बेटा दिस इज द वेरी फर्स्ट और वेरी बेसिक क्लास ऑफ द बैक्टीरियाज. वी कैन से दैट दे आर वेरी वेरी प्रीमिटिव बैक्टीरिया. ये कौन से है बेटा? सबसे प्रीमिटिव यानी कि प्राइमरी बैक्टीरिया है. These are primitive bacteria. Okay. Now beta, one most important character of this class Archaebacteria is nothing but they can live in any of the adverse condition. Just for an example, they can survive in a high salt concentration, high temperature, in presence of the poisonous gases, etc. Fine. Means they can survive in a very 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 adverse condition. Fine. They can survive in any adverse condition fine, just like in high salt concentration, कि जहाँ पे salt concentration बहुत ज़्यादा होता है, in a high salt concentration fine, in a high temperature then they can survive in a acidic and basic both pH, in both acidic and basic pH, and in presence of toxic gases also. बेटा कि कितने टॉक्सिक गैसेस प्रेजेंट होते हैं ना, उसमें भी वो सर्वाइव कर सकते हैं. टॉक्सिक गैस ऑल्सो. Now beta, this feature of this bacteria is possible due to the branched side chain of the lipid present in their membrane. मीन्स बेटा उसका जो सेल मेम्ब्रेन होता है ना, उसके पर लिपिड मॉलिक्यूल की बनी हुई ब्रांच्ड साइड चेन होती है, कि जिसकी वजह से उसका लेयर उतना टफ हो जाता है कि वो ऐसे कोई भी एडवर्स कंडीशन को बेयर कर सकते हैं. मैंने बोला बेटा कि दे कैन सर्वाइव इन एनी एडवर्स कंडीशन. सो देयर मस्ट बी सम रीजन ना, दैट मस्ट बी सम एडेप्टेशन. Because of that they can survive in this much of condition, and that is nothing but that is the branched side chain. Fine. Because of branched side chain of lipid in their membrane. Fine. Now beta, on the basis of the adverse condition in which they survive, they are totally classified into the 3 subtypes. But that is nothing but acidophiles, methanogens and thermoacidophiles. Fine. On the basis of their capacity to survive in a type of adverse condition, they are of 3 types. Fine. First one is the methanogens. Now beta, name itself indicate they can survive in presence of the gaseous, in the toxic gas methane also. Then beta, next one is the acidophiles. They can survive in presence of the acids. Now next one is the halophiles. And beta, these acidophiles are generally known as the thermoacidophiles also, because they can survive in a highest temperature also. That's why they are known as the thermoacidophiles also. So now beta, we'll start studying each and every in detail ki how these can survive in this type of adverse condition. Okay. So now beta, we'll start with the first type of these archaebacteria, that is nothing but methanogens. Fine. Methanogens. So beta, these bacteria can live in a marshy land area and in the gut of the cattle animals where they respire anaerobically and produce the methane gas. And because of that, they are known as the methanogens bacteria, as they can produce the methane and they can survive in a presence of the methane. Fine. They can live in marshy area and in a gut of cattle animals, means cattle animals की digestive system में रहते हैं बेटा. gut is known as the digestive system also. gut of the cattle animal where they respire anaerobically, means बेटा वो anaerobic respiration करते हैं and produce the methane gas. So because of that, they are known as the methanogens. Fine. Now beta, the next type of these archaebacteria, they can survive in a high saline, means in a high salt concentration, are known as the halophiles. So beta, we can say for the halophiles, this type of bacteria can live in a highly saline area and they can respire by the anaerobic respiration and they produce purple pigment surrounds to it in presence of the intense sunlight and produce the ATP. Fine. Okay. So they can live in highly saline area and respire anaerobically. Fine. They can produce purple pigment colony in presence of the sunlight. they can produce purple pigments in presence of, बेटा अगर इंटेंस सनलाइट प्रेजेंट होती है ना तो ये हेलोफाइल बैक्टीरिया पर्पल पिगमेंट बनाते हैं. इन प्रेजेंस ऑफ intense sunlight and can produce ATP as a energy currency. Fine. So beta, this is about the two types of aerobic and archaebacteria. They are methanogens and halophiles. Now we'll move on the another type of archaebacteria, that is nothing but known as the thermoacidophiles. Now another kind of these archaebacteria is nothing but a thermoacidophiles. As the name indicates, they can survive in a high temperature with the sulfur springs also. कि ऐसे हाई टेम्परेचर होता है जहाँ पे और सल्फर भी प्रेजेंट होता है, वहाँ पे भी ये सर्वाइव कर सकते हैं. एंड दे आर द एसिडोफाइल्स, मीन्स दे कैन बेयर द हाइएस्ट टू हाइएस्ट एसिडिक कंडीशन ऑल्सो. Fine enough. Okay, so for that we can say they can survive in hot sulfur springs and in high acidic condition or high acidity. Fine enough beta. In these high sulfur content under the aerobic condition, means if the oxygen is available, aerobic condition का meaning ये होता है बेटा कि if oxygen is available then they produce sulfur into either into the sulfur dioxide or into the sulfuric acid. While in a anaerobic condition, means when O2 is absent, it converts sulfur into the hydrogen sulfide. Fine beta. So this is nothing but whole about one type of the Monera, that is the archaebacteria, and we have done with their three types also. Now we'll move on the another type of the Monera, that is nothing but a eubacteria. Now next class of the Monera is nothing but eubacteria. Fine. So these eubacteria are omnipresent. Now बेटा what do you mean by omnipresent? तो इसका सिंपल मीनिंग ये होता है बेटा कि they present everywhere, that is known as the omnipresent. They present everywhere is known as the omnipresent. Now beta, on the basis of the shapes, these bacteria are mainly of the four types. First is nothing but that is the coccus, then second one is the bacillus, then coma shaped, and then spiral shaped. Fine. So first we will see about the coccus. So beta, we can say on the basis of a shape, these bacteria are of four types. So beta, the first one is nothing but coccus bacteria. कोकस बैक्टीरिया जो होता है ना बेटा, दे आर ऑलवेज स्फेरिकल इन अ शेप. स्फेरिकल का मीनिंग ये होता है बेटा कि परफेक्ट राउंड नहीं होता है, उसकी कोई भी एक साइड थोड़ी सी श्रिंक हो जाती है. सो दैट इज नोन एज द कोकस. फाइन. स्फेरिकल शेप. दे आर of spherical shape. They are of a spherical shape. Fine. Now beta on the basis of the arrangement they are of the following types. इसका मतलब ये होता है बेटा कि ये जो स्फेरिकल शेप के होते हैं है ना, दे आर प्रेजेंट आइदर अलोन और इन अ ग्रुप और फॉर्म द चेन और फॉर्म द कॉलोनी. मतलब ये होता है बेटा कि वो अकेले अकेले भी प्रेजेंट हो सकते हैं. फाइन. वो ग्रुप भी बनाते हैं एंड चेन भी बनाते हैं. दे आर प्रेजेंट अलोन or in a form of chain or in group. Fine. So on the basis of their presence or on the basis of their arrangement they are of the following types. Means बेटा अगर वो अकेले अकेले प्रेजेंट होते हैं स्फेरिकल, they are known as the monococcus. Fine. So first type on the basis of their living pattern they are monococcus and they are like these. देखो बेटा ये परफेक्ट राउंड शेप नहीं होता है, थोड़ा सा ऐसा शेप होता है and this is known as the monococcus. Now बेटा if they are present in a group of two, अकेले नहीं होते हैं तो then that is known as the diplococcus. Like these, if they always present in group of two, they are known as the diplococcus. If beta they present in form of the chain, they are known as the streptococcus. देखो likewise. If they are present in a chain like these, fine, any random shape is there for the chain. They are known as the streptococcus. Like they forms the chain by joined with one another. They are not present alone or in a group of the two. They are always more than two in this chain appearance, streptococcus. Now beta last one is the staphylococcus. Means if this type of bacteria is present in a group and forms the round colony, they are known as the staphylococcus like these. देखो, if they are present like these and forms the colony or group, that is known as the staphylococcus. So these are nothing बेटा but on the basis of their लिविंग हैबिट, उसकी वो जो जिंदा रहता है उसकी हैबिट कैसी है उसके बेसिस पे जो कोकस बैक्टीरिया है उसको हम मेनली 4 पार्ट में डिवाइड कर सकते हैं. ओवर हियर फॉर द मोनोकोकस आई कैन से दे लिव ओवर हियर इन डिप्लोकोकस वी कैन से इन ग्रुप ऑफ 2. Over here we can say in case of the streptococcus in form of chain, and for these we can say that in form of group or colony. So beta, this is nothing but about the coccus. Now we'll move on the another type on the basis of shape, that is the bacillus. Now the second type of a bacillus, second type of eubacteria is nothing but the bacillus. देखो, now these bacillus bacteria are nothing but are the rod like, means long elongated structure होता है. So on that base they are known as the bacillus. These bacteria are rod shaped bacteria. Rod shaped bacteria. Fine. Now they are also of a monobacillus, diplobacillus and streptobacillus types on the basis of their arrangement. They are also of monobacilli, dibacilli or diplobacilli and streptobacilli type. Streptobacilli type. Fine. As shown in the following diagram. Fine. बेटा मोनोबैसिलाई हम किसको बोलेंगे, मैंने जैसे बोला था कि ये रोड लाइक स्ट्रक्चर होते हैं. फाइन. सो दीज आर नथिंग बट नोन एज द मोनोबैसिलाई और सिंपल दे आर नोन एज द बैसिलाई ऑल्सो. फाइन. नाउ नेक्स्ट वन इज द डिप्लोबैसिलाई, means they are present in form of they are present as a group of the two bacteria and that is known as the diplobacilli. Now next type is known as the streptobacilli. Fine. Now next is known as the streptobacilli as they present in form of the chain, as these are the rod like structure. They forms the chain of 3 or 4 or more than that bacteria. Fine. So that is known as the streptobacilli. Now beta, you must have to remember that Staphylococcus is almost impossible, as you can understand कि ये जो रोड लाइक स्ट्रक्चर है ना, इसीलिए उसकी राउंडेड बॉडी कॉलोनी वाइज बॉडी फॉर्म होना थोड़ा सा मुश्किल है. दैट्स वाई बैसिलस आर ऑफ द 3 टाइप्स, मोनोबैसिलाई और सिंपली बैसिलाई, डिप्लोबैसिलस एंड स्ट्रेप्टोबैसिलाई. नाउ विल मूव ऑन द अनदर टाइप ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ द शेप, दैट इज अ स्पाइरेलियम. Now the next type of a eubacteria is the spiralium, that is the third type. Fine. But these are nothing but a spiral shaped bacteria. These are spiral shaped bacteria and almost they are present alone and does not forms any group. वो कोई भी ग्रुप नहीं बनाते हैं. फाइन. जैसे कि वो स्पाइरेलियम जो होते हैं वो ऐसे प्रेजेंट होते हैं. दिस इज नोन एज द स्पाइरेलियम बैक्टीरिया. सो ओवर हियर इन एग्जाम्पल वी कैन से दे आर नथिंग बट अ रोडोस्पाइरेलियम. फाइन. The example is nothing but a rhodospiralium. So they are always present alone. Always present alone, not in a group. Fine. So this is nothing but spiralium. Now next one is known as the coma shaped vibrio. Fine. Vibrio bacteria, and their shape is the coma shaped. These are coma shaped bacteria as coma shape कैसा होता है बेटा उसका, जस्ट लाइक दिस, ये शेप के बैक्टीरिया होते हैं जैसे हम कोमा करते हैं, and that's why they are known as the coma shaped bacteria. An example is nothing but that is known as the Vibrio cholera. Fine. Now beta next or last one on the basis of type is nothing but that is the mycelium. Fine. Mycelium type means name से ही पता चलेगा बेटा कि these are the thread like structure and always present in form of the branch and as seen in a actinomycete. Fine. So we can say example is the actinomycete. Fine. And these are nothing but always present in form of the thread with the branch or filament appearance. Fine. They are always present as thread like to form chain and filament. Fine. मीन्स बेटा ये नाम से ही पता चलेगा माइसेलियम यानी कि क्या होती है। आगे की क्लासिफिकेशन में हम देखेंगे फंगाई की जो बेसिक बॉडी होती है ना वो थ्रेड लाइक और ब्रांच, सिर्फ हम फंगाई को माइक्रोस्कोप में भी अगर देखेंगे ना तो उसके हमें सिर्फ थ्रेड देखने को मिलते हैं एंड दैट इज नोन एज द माइसेलियम। सो ऐसा उसका बॉडी होता है। फाइन इनफ। नाउ बेटा वन मोर थिंग कि ये जो यू बैक्टीरिया है सो डू नॉट गेट कन्फ्यूज्ड अबाउट दिस 5 शेप्स बिकॉज आपको अभी 5 शेप से समझ में आया है। सो आपको ऐसा होगा कि ये बैक्टीरिया क्या है, उसके कौन से कैरेक्टरिस्टिक है, कैसे वो रिप्रोडक्शन करता है, उसका न्यूट्रिशन क्या है, ये कुछ भी नहीं दिया है। बट बेटा दिस इज द स्टार्टिंग पार्ट ओनली एंड ओवर हियर आई हैव एक्सप्लेन्ड ओनली देयर 5 शेप। Now beta in our next session we'll start with some first examples of eubacteria, then their mode of nutrition, their mode of reproduction, their economical importance, etc. we'll see in a detail in our next session.